The ATM screen reads, insufficient funds. You asked it for $40. You already know. A $28.50 overdraft sits pending on the account, waiting to clear against a paycheck that lands Thursday. You do the math standing there. You always do the math standing there. Here is the rule at the bottom. At zero, money isn't something you have. It's something that passes through you on its way to someone else. Your phone buzzes. Brianna, a Venmo request for $60. The group dinner where you ordered the side salad and water and watched everyone else order plates. The little note says, "No rush," with 2 exclamation points. You lock the screen. You put the phone face down on your thigh. You don't tap accept. You don't tap decline. You let it sit. The rent clears on the 1st. The phone bill clears on the 4th. The card minimum clears on the 9th. Every dollar is spoken for before it arrives, assigned to a name that isn't yours. You are a hallway money walks through. You count it anyway. You count it every night the way some people pray. The number changes. You don't. You are 29. The account says $11.50 and falling. You screenshot it. You don't know why yet. Some part of you wants a record of the floor. The transfer is $187. You set it to repeat on the 1st, the day the rent used to eat everything. It goes into a high-yield savings account paying 4.20%. Gerald showed you the gap, pulled up his own 2 accounts at the break room table. The checking earning 0.01% next to the savings earning 4.20%. Same bank, same dollars, one of them awake and one of them asleep. He didn't tell you to open one. He just left the screen on the table a beat too long and watched your eyes do the arithmetic. $187, then $374, then a number with a comma in it, the shift. You stop bracing for the next bill. You start watching for the next opportunity. The car dies in March. The estimate is $1,340. Alternator, belt, labor. The old you would feel the floor open. You wait for it. It doesn't come. You pay it. The account drops to $8,660 and keeps breathing. You sit in the driver's seat in the mechanic's lot and don't turn the key for a minute. Your hands stay on the wheel at 10 and 2. Something in your chest that has been clenched for years lets go one notch. Not relief, something quieter. The absence of a sound you'd stopped noticing. The number changes. You don't. A buffer doesn't make you rich. It makes you slow. And slow is where every good decision lives. The first $100,000 is built with your hands. Everything after is built with its own. You cross it on a Tuesday. You're not watching. You open the brokerage app to check something unrelated, and the total reads $100,000 and a handful of dollars. You look at it the way you'd look at a stranger who knows your name. The money is in a total market index fund. The expense ratio is 0.03%, $3 a year on every 10,000. A fee so small it barely counts as a fee. You didn't pick stocks. You bought the whole market and stopped touching it. 6 years of $187 becoming more, then $312, then $500. The contributions climbing as the raises came. Then the statement arrives. The account grew $8,000 last year. You put in a portion of that. The market put in the rest. For the first time, the money earned more in a year than you noticed earning it. The shift. You stop thinking about money as safety. You start thinking about it as information. You read the number again. Somewhere under it, a second number is running. The one that says the money is now working a shift you never clock into. It works while you sleep. It works while you sit in traffic. It works the Tuesday you forget it exists. The number changes. You don't. You're 35 now. The screenshot of $11.50 is still in your camera roll. You scroll past it sometimes. You don't delete it. You don't look long. $1 million. 7 figures. The number you spent a decade assuming would feel like a door opening. It doesn't. You cross it on a Sunday afternoon standing in your kitchen, and the feeling that arrives is the wrong one. You wait for the door. There's no door. There's a sundae and a coffee going cold and a number with 6 zeros that changed nothing about the room you're standing in. At a 4% withdrawal rate, that million pays you $40,000 a year without touching the principal. Enough to live, not enough to feel like the word you thought it was. The word was supposed to feel like arrival. It feels like a Tuesday that happened on a Sunday. Then Brianna posts a story, gold text on a beach. If you earned it, spend it. Tomorrow isn't promised. She tags no one. You know it's aimed at you the way you always know. Your thumb hovers over the screen. Here is the moment. You open a different tab. You price the car. The real one, the one you've watched for years, $86,000. Your thumb rests on it. One transfer and the number becomes proof, becomes something you can park in a driveway and point to, something that finally feels like the million felt supposed to. You sit with the tab open for 11 minutes, then you close it. The number changes. You don't. You don't buy the car, you don't post a reply. You put the phone face down on your thigh, the way you did at 29, at an ATM, with $11.50 to your name. $1 million doesn't change your life, it just removes your excuses for not living it. $100 million. You don't see the number anymore. Marcus does. Marcus is your CPA. He wears the same gray quarter zip to every meeting and writes in a notebook nobody else reads. He doesn't tell you what to do, he restructures. The money sits inside a holding company now, feeding a grantor trust that moves appreciation to heirs you haven't met yet. Taxed at rates the $40,000 a year version of you would not have believed were legal. He slides one page across the table. He taps a line. He waits, the way Gerald once waited, a beat too long. You don't do the math standing there anymore. Someone does it for you. The shift. You stop counting what you have. You start counting who it costs. There are people whose salaries are your rounding errors. There is a version of your morning that no longer touches a price. The distance between you and a declined ATM has become a country you can't feel the far border of. The number changes. You don't. You open your camera roll one night. You scroll back years, past everything, to a screenshot of a checking account reading $11.50. You are 29 in that photo and you are standing at a machine that just said no. You could clear that balance now without noticing. You couldn't reach the woman who took the screenshot if you tried. At the top, money stops being yours. It becomes a thing you're responsible for, and responsibility was never freedom.